Most people believe death is a private moment, a boundary only one person crosses at a time. But sometimes the boundary opens wider, and sometimes standing beside the dying, a nurse, a family member, a child gets pulled into the doorway too. For a few seconds, a minute, long enough to see something that they can't explain, long enough to know the person they love did not leave alone. Tonight we step into the phenomenon researchers called shared death experience, when the living glimpse the journey of the dying, and nothing, not science, not medicine, not logic, has been able to explain it. I'm Candy, and this is Half Haunted Chronicles. Picture a quiet hospital room. A loved one is taking their last breaths. The air feels thick, heavy, and charged, like a storm is building right on the ceiling. Family members touch hands, whisper goodbyes, kneeling close, trying to memorize the shape of the face they'll know they won't see again. Something shifts. A flash of light, a mist rising, a weight lifting from the room, and the person watching, the one who is not dying, is suddenly seeing the world from somewhere outside their own body. This isn't imagination. This isn't grief. It happens too fast, too clearly, too consistently across cultures, ages, and faiths. Researchers say it feels like stepping into the edge of someone else's final journey. Hospice workers say it's real, and the people who experience it never forget it. I know I wouldn't. Here are some stories when two worlds overlap. A brother's mist, a soul leaving the body. One of the most famous cases in Dr. Morris's parting visions involves a woman sitting beside her dying brother. His breathing slowed, his chest rose and fell like waves losing momentum. And then she saw it, a pale mist rising from his body. Not smoke, not steam, not heat distortion, a shape. It hovered for a moment above him, then drifted upward. She gasped, and before she could speak, another family member in the room shouted, "Do you see that?" Two witnesses, one event, both describing the exact same mist leaving the body as the heartbeat stopped. Later, both said the room felt lighter, as if someone had opened a door and let something warm inside. Olga's crossing, when a whole family sees the same thing. Another case recorded by hospice workers involved a woman named Olga. Her family gathered around her bed, holding her hands, whispering prayers. As she struggled for breath, a sudden brightness filled the room, a soft golden glow no one could trace to a lamp or window. Her daughter said it looked like sunlight that had lost its source. Three family members saw it. One felt a rush of warmth. Another said she just felt herself lift just an inch, as if she were floating with Olga. When the light faded, Olga was gone. The family didn't cry at first. They just stared at each other, knowing without speaking that they had witnessed her crossing. Not symbolically, not emotionally, literally. The husband who traveled with his wife. A man described holding his wife's hand as she took her final breath, and then the room disappeared. He was standing beside her on a bridge made of shimmering light. He could see a vast distance, rolling hills, a glowing horizon, a gentle figure walking toward them. Then the figure stopped. It wasn't there for him, it was there for her. In an instant, he was back in the hospital room, his wife's hand still in his, but lifeless now. He said, "I didn't just see her die, I walked her to the gate." That's pretty neat. I don't know what I would do if I saw that, but that'd be interesting. The nurse who floated to the ceiling. Hospice nurses see death every day. They don't scare easily. But one nurse reported something she'll never forget. As her patient died, she suddenly felt herself rise, not metaphorically, literally. She described floating upward, looking down at her body and the patient's at the exact same time. Then she felt someone beside her, a presence she couldn't see but could feel. In a flash, she was back in her body, heart pounding, hands shaking. The patient had died at that exact moment. She never told the hospital, only hospice workers, and only because they had heard dozens of stories just like her. The shared tunnel. Some shared experiences go even deeper. A daughter sitting beside her dying mother suddenly felt pulled toward, as if gravity shifted sideways. She saw a tunnel made of swirling light. She saw two figures walking ahead, her mother and someone waiting for her. As her mother moved further, the daughter felt herself sliding back, as if something was telling her, "This isn't your journey." She woke up to nurses calling a time of death. That's interesting. Here are three creepy facts to haunt your night. Shared death experience happen in about 5 to 10% of bedside deaths. That's far higher than the researchers expected. Multiple witnesses report seeing the same mist leaving the body, different angles, same description. Some people describe feeling pulled upward toward the dying person, then snap back into their body. Shared death experiences are rare, but they're some of the most compelling evidence that consciousness isn't confined to the brain. Think about it. Two people experiencing the same vision, the same mist, the same light, the same out of body moment, one dying and one perfectly alive. These aren't hallucinations. Hallucinations, they don't match. They don't appear to multiple witnesses from multiple angles with identical detail. What these stories suggest is that death might not be a solo act. Maybe the door doesn't open for one person at a time. Maybe it opens wide enough for someone standing close to see a glimpse of the threshold too. And that changes how we see everything, not just what dying looks like, but what connection looks like, even at the last breath, especially the last breath. Tonight we've crossed a boundary. That one blurs the line between the living and the dead. But our journey into pre-death experiences isn't done. Next, we stepped into one of the most documented and emotionally powerful events in near-death experience world. Until next time, stay curious and always, always stay haunted.